Hi, today is 8/5/2023, and I've added a few new things. I've sort of been on and off working on this because it's been a lot of tedious stuff I've had to do. I've changed some particles, like the jump particle. I'll show you that later. I've added new features for stuff like the button, and I've added a whole new feature by itself, which is pretty cool, and I'll get to that later. I've added some UI stuff, and I'll show that off first. Also, Poison still needs to be worked on a little bit, but here is a completely on version. Here's one that turns on and off. Anyway, here is the new UI changes. So look down here, keep your eyes down here when I do this. Your speed icon will show up when you have speed, and when you get a jump particle, same thing. Also, here's the new jump particle is on both your feet. I might change it a little bit, but this is how it looks for now. And when you get poison, it shows up. It's a little buggy on its first go around, but if I get it again, it's more fluid just because the image is loading. Anyway, you'll see once I get rid of it, it like falls off the screen. Also, there's a new cleanse particle. There's an issue with this is if like say this one falls down, this one would be floating to the side. So I fixed that by making it slide over. I thought it looked pretty good. And yeah, I can also get rid of these types of boosts now. I added functionality for that. Let's see, what else did I add? Well, I guess we'll have to go to one of the biggest ones immediately, which is AI, which is something I've sort of briefly touched on. I still need to figure out how exactly I want to do this one, but this is the fairy AI, and I want to show off something. I guess I can't right now because I don't have Studio, but I essentially made the backend. I'm going to move my camera away from that because it's annoying. I made the backend work with scalability in mind, so I can add more NPCs later to the game. And I'm really considering that, given the fact that, some later parts could use more unique enemies. Not just, like, reskins of this guy, which obviously doesn't have a model just yet, nor animations or anything. But, as well as, like, different types of enemies that, like, do different things instead of what this guy will do. I'll show you. So anyway, I'm going to run over there, and it's going to be a little hard to see. I'm going to try to make it as, like, easily to see as possible. I'm going to zoom in. But you see that little thing on that sphere, that is its face. It currently doesn't have a face. I'll show you what the model is going to look like. I'm thinking like an eye with wings. I may change this before I implement it, but yeah. And anyway, I'm going to go over there now. So it will see me, start to target me, and sort of go in the direction that I'm thinking of going, if I'm like moving in that way. Or it just goes straight at me if I'm not moving at all, right? So you can see it like track me a little bit before it goes off in its direction. I think it's pretty good for now. There is some issues with the fact that it can like, it goes very far. It doesn't lose sight of you, and also goes through the floor and such. But yeah, it's pretty good for now. And I like it. Let's see, did I add anything to dialogue? I don't think so. Here, I added some new functionality for buttons, and I'll show that off. So, this one is a model, first of all, that renders instead of a single block. And it can be activated by either of these buttons. I can't show this off because it's already activated, but yeah. I also added functionality for this, which is that thing disappearing and also reappearing. And it can just happen infinitely, pretty much, just so long as the condition is met, like it being visible or invisible. And now this guy's just following me. That's pretty funny. Where did he just go? I have no idea. Oh, there he is. Yeah, I like this guy. He's pretty cool. Anyway, I'll show off this as well. I gotta make this quick. So if I go here to the end, all these will fall one by one. Now, it doesn't look like I lost my poison status. That's just an oopsie with the portal mechanism. But yeah, here we are in the next level, by the way. I added functionality for each one. So if we go to the last level, I added, I essentially added it to the game, so I fixed all the poison issues, as well as adding some of these signs to be actually readable, so you can see what it says. Poisonous sprouts lie ahead. So you know that poison stuff is going to be here, and fairies are going to be this way, or spirits they're called in the text. But yeah, if you go down here, I added some other stuff as well. Like some statues, soon to be, but there's nothing there yet because I didn't model them. And yeah, they have different dialogue depending on which side you're on. It will matter later, Yeah, but for now, there's just some stuff there. And if I die as well... Oh, I guess it doesn't work in this version, but usually the icon falls downward. I guess not for this, but I'll fix it. Anyway, yeah, that's where I am for now. I've made a lot of progress, and also not much at the same time, because I am not really that too fond of building right now as I'm coding. You know, it sort of takes away from one thought process to work on another, because one's more logical and one is more creative. So I'm really at this point considering talking to pretty much any of my builder friends to just pick up the project in terms of the building aspect. And seeing as I switched to mostly voxel-based style, like you can see here with this fountain, I think it'll be easy for a lot of builders to do, because a lot of builders can't model, and I recognize that. So I don't know. I'll figure that out. But for now, I am having a lot of fun coding. Though I'm not really sure where I'm headed. You know, there's a lot of weird things, especially with this eye code, or this fairy code. Pretty cool so far. And the fact that I made it scalable means I can maybe add something for the darkness level I have planned, or maybe something else in the future. I'm not really sure, but in case I want it, I got it. Anyway, that's pretty much it for today. See ya.